Hey guys, we'd like to start this episode by thanking our new patron, who's our brother Eric.
Yeah. What's pretty cool is that he helped us with the one of the rewards for one of our tiers, and so I offered to just send him the audio file so he could listen to it himself, but he insisted on paying for it to support us, which is really cool and really sweet of him.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, Eric, for joining our Patreon. That's your shout out. Okay, on to the episode. Hello and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
And I'm Jess.
I need to vent.
Oh.
Okay, so tell me if I am justified in being pissed about this.
Okay.
So,
am I the asshole?
I don't think I'm an asshole, but
Okay.
just tell me if my anger is justified.
I.
Okay, so I work in a store, as most people who listen to this podcast know. And so we have like stickers on the ground by the cash bays, like for the lineup,
Yeah, I know what
so
you're
that
talking about.
people are separated by 6 feet.
Yeah.
And these are like big stickers. You can't miss them. They're on the ground. They say, please wait here, 6 feet apart from the one in front, the one behind, so that people don't catch coronavirus.
Yeah.
Pretty much all day today at work, I had to correct where people were standing like every 10 minutes. I don't understand why they were not standing in the designated spots. So it was like, I would go over and I'd see people like crowding at the front, and I'm like, what is going on? There's like dots on the ground where you're supposed to stand. So I'd have to go up to people and like ask them to move back, and like would basically end up pushing the line like all the way down
Mhm.
just for safety reasons.
Yeah.
And most people were like apologetic and would move, but some people would glare at me. Um, a couple people laughed at me, and one woman didn't even look at me, didn't say anything, and didn't move until I stood there for another like 5 seconds just waiting, staring at her until she eventually moved.
Goodness. I feel like
So
anyone who's gone to a grocery store knows the drill, so they're purposely ignoring.
that's my question. Like, do they not see the
I feel like
things,
if
or
a lot of people, I don't want to make judgments, but if you're going to a mall during this pandemic, then I feel like they're not taking it seriously.
I feel like you're right that most people are just getting too comfortable,
Yeah. Just because the
and
store's opening up doesn't mean it's over.
yeah, they're too comfortable. They don't care anymore. They don't think it's a big deal. Ugh.
Yeah.
It really started to get to me after a while, because it was like literally every 10 minutes I was having to go over and um, move people, and it gets so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like,
I've
it's
been
not
to
that
a
hard.
liquor. No. I've been to a liquor store where they will shout at you if you get too close to other patrons. Oh my God.
I wish I could yell at people, but no, I had to go up and be like, I'll just have you stand on the dot there, please. Thank you.
They just go like 6 feet apart, please. If they see anyone get close to anyone.
Yeah. Ugh. So, I'm guessing you agree that my anger is justified.
Yeah. People are dumb, I guess.
Come on. Come on. It's like, these are literally the guidelines that we have to follow in order to stay open. We have had, like, workplace inspections from WorkSafe BC
Oh goodness.
to make sure that we're following the guidelines. So these people don't understand, if they see we're not following guidelines and people are crowding up at the lineup and not 6 feet apart, we're gonna get shut down. Like, it's a requirement in order to
Yeah.
stay open.
Like every store is doing that, so purposely not doing it. They're just doing it on purpose. They don't want to listen.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, again, did seem like they just didn't give a fuck, but a lot of them too were just like apologetic and would stand in the right spot. It's those people that I'm confused about. Like, what?
They do what they want until someone corrects them. They're like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
Yeah, I
Or
don't
like
know.
they can be really oblivious too.
Right?
Like, there's a lot of people who are just really oblivious.
But it's like, you can see that the line is like extra long because people are mostly spaced out. And everyone's wearing masks. It's like, did you just forget that COVID-19 is a thing? God.
I went to TNT today and they weren't letting anyone in without masks. So you had to buy one if you didn't have one.
Whoa.
Johnny had to buy one.
Damn.
He finally wore one.
Interesting. I mean, I guess stores can make their own rules based on what they're comfortable with, but in BC, masks are not a requirement.
Hmm.
But I think they should be.
I think so too. Reduce the spread of germs.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure I don't know what the statistics are, but I have seen statistics that basically say that wearing a mask, like, reduces the spread by a significant amount.
Yeah, people cough, it stays in their mask.
But I don't have any, what's the sources?
Sources.
I don't have any sources right
source
now, but
Is Bill Nye's Science Rules, his COVID edition.
oh yeah, does he have
Where
one?
he brings on a bunch of like scientists or doctors or people up in the government in the US talking about it. Yeah, and he does like a few times. He brings up masks and everyone's saying wear fucking masks.
Yeah. Just do it.
Just do it.
I kind of like, I get it not wearing a mask if you're just like kind of walking around in like the main area of the mall because you don't really get close to other people, but once you enter a store, then
You're
I
close to
think
people.
yeah, you should have a mask on because people are going to be like looking at the same items as you. You're going to be standing in close proximity.
There's always going to be people who don't give a hell and they will come right into your business.
Yeah. But then do we want to infect these people?
No.
Just kidding.
If they're dumb, that means they're going to spread it to others.
Yeah. God, can't wait for this vaccine. I'm over it.
It's probably take like a couple of years.
I think it was supposed to be 12 to 18 months, and they said that back in March. So
I feel like that's high hopes. High hopes.
I think that's average
Yeah,
for creating a vaccine.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I don't know exactly. Again, I'm just talking out of my ass, but I think that's the average. So that means maybe by next March we'll have a vaccine. That would be
Cool.
like the soonest I think we would have it.
Yeah, that's like, I wanted to say pristine, but I feel like that is not the right word.
No, that is not, I think. That would be ideal.
Yeah, that's probably.
Pristine.
I was like, that's not right.
But that's all I needed to vent about.
Nice, very nice.
Thank you. Do you have any updates this week?
Not really. I'm on holidays for 2 weeks,
Nice. Do you have
which
any
is pretty dope.
epic plans? Not that we can really go anywhere.
Last week and this week, I had no epic plans other than do my best to do like big cleanings in my home
Okay.
because it's been pretty filthy. Like washing walls and stuff. Like my bathroom now is like all like white and shiny. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Realize how white it could be.
Yeah, because your bathroom is disgusting usually. No offense, but
Yeah, it is pretty overwhelming. I
yeah.
have to like clean it all the time just to keep it nice because of the lack of. I don't have a fan,
Oh,
and the window was jammed, so it gets really humid in there.
you just have to leave the
Hmm.
door open when you shower.
Yeah, I managed to open the window and figure it out too,
Oh,
so that
okay,
was
good.
like real nice. Airing out the bathroom. Hmm.
Well, not that I'm much of a cleaner, but I've heard that maintaining is a lot easier than doing like waiting for it to get really dirty and then having to do massive deep cleans.
Yeah, it is. It's just motivation to keep cleaning it like
Well, it's just like,
almost every day.
when Johnny shaves, he should wipe down the sink every time instead of leaving it to build up and then
Honestly, I think he needs glasses because he thinks he does, and I'll see all this stuff and he doesn't see it.
what the hell? It's all over.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah, like I don't. Maybe it's just like a block over his eyes. He doesn't see messes.
Okay, he needs to go to an optometrist.
I think so too.
Does he not have insurance?
I think he does.
Then just
I
go.
wanted to. Yeah, yeah. That's what I. Hmm.
God. He's like a child sometimes.
Yeah. I'm the same.
Yeah. When's the last time you went to the optometrist?
Maybe last year when I got my new glasses.
It's not that
Was it
long
last
ago.
year? No, I went recently. I wanted to make an appointment for him as well, but he's like, "No, I'll do it later." And then it's been
Yeah,
a
fucking
year.
right.
So. Yeah, I knew it.
Ugh. Y'all need to go to the dentist too.
Yeah, they're open, right?
Yep.
Obviously, because you went.
Hmm. They are open. I don't know if they're accepting new patients right now, but I haven't heard that they're not. So,
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to check.
yeah. And yeah, I definitely recommend this place. They make me feel very comfortable.
Nice.
Yeah. When I got my first cleaning, the first time I went, I actually started falling asleep. And the dental hygienist or dental assistant or whoever it is, you would know. Who does the
Yeah.
cleanings?
She was scraping your teeth and such, cleaning your teeth. That's the hygienist.
Okay, yeah. So she just like asked me at one point, she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I was just falling asleep." I guess because maybe my head was lolling or something.
It was just so comfortable there.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, I was just falling asleep." And she was like, "You know what? That's like the biggest compliment." She's like, "It means you're comfortable." And like, she was really thrilled that I was falling asleep.
I bet. A lot of people are afraid.
Yeah. When the dentist came in too, she asked me when the last time I went to the dentist was, and I was like, "Oh God, it's bad." And she was like, "I bet you I've heard worse."
Yeah, a lot of people don't go.
Hmm. So I told her, and she told me that one time a guy had come in and he was like 40 something and he had never been to the dentist before. I was like, oh, okay, I don't feel so bad. So yeah,
Yeah.
this place is really great in that way that they just make you feel really comfortable and they don't make you feel like ashamed for not going to the dentist.
Yeah, that's good. Anyone who makes you feel bad about yourself, like, don't get my business.
Yeah. But speaking of the dentist, I have another story
Oh.
about the last time I went. Actually, not the last time I went. The last time I went was just for another cleaning. But the time before that, I went to get some fillings because I had 3 molar cavities
Mhm.
that they found in my first visit. So I was getting them filled. And they have to like freeze your gums or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, they're freezing my gums and they had to use like a dental dam and that felt really weird.
Oh, I hate those.
And they like put these clamp things over my teeth
Yep.
and on the side that they weren't working on, they put like this rod that held my jaw open.
Yup.
It felt so weird. Like I felt like I was wearing a ball gag or something.
Yeah. You worn one of those before?
No.
I see the feel of drooling everywhere.
Ew. No, I've never worn a ball gag. Not into that. No kink shaming. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was all like that. And then got them all filled, and it was fine. And then afterwards, they like showed me my x-rays again, and the dentist wanted to talk to me about my wisdom teeth because they need to come out.
You have all 4, right?
Yeah. So she was just talking to me about my wisdom teeth, and while she was talking, I was like, she was basically trying to convince me to get them out, but I was already convinced, so I was kind of zoning out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I started thinking about how the last time I had a needle in me, I had that weird thing where I got really lightheaded and like really hot and pale and almost passed out. And that was when I got my tattoo and you were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this kind of happens to me every time I have a needle, huh? Because I thought about the time before was also with my tattoos before.
And the piercing?
And the piercing, yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's like every time I have a needle in me. And then I started to feel it in the dentist chair. And I was like, oh, fuck. And so I started getting really lightheaded as she's talking to me about my wisdom teeth. And it started to get really hot as she's talking to me about my wisdom teeth. And yeah, it was basically on the verge of fainting. And she was eventually like, when she was done talking about my wisdom teeth, she asked if I had any questions about the fillings. And I was like, no, I'm just feeling really lightheaded right now. I've learned it's best to be honest.
Yeah, especially if you're in a medical facility and
Yeah,
you're not feeling good.
because if they're like, okay, then you're good to go, and I try to get up and I just like crash to the floor, that would be a problem. So they were like, oh, did you eat before? Like, brought me apple juice and I feel like such a baby and I'm so fucking sick of it happening to me.
You're like, no, I was just thinking about needles.
So
Kit Harington passes out whenever he sees a needle.
So I wonder if it's that, if it's like just some mental thing about needles. But I had a flu shot pretty recently and that didn't bother me.
Oh, did you like watch it go in?
No, I didn't.
Maybe it's watching it or thinking about it.
Yeah, maybe it's because it wasn't like prolonged. It's just like in and out basically. Whereas a tattoo or a piercing or a
piercing's right in your face if you're getting it there.
Yeah.
She's right there.
Or like freezing is like it's all kind of continuous. Like you have needles in you for a while. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's a mental thing. But also they took my blood pressure before doing the freezing and told me that I have low blood pressure.
Oh.
Which I believe because I've had a doctor tell me the same thing before. And at the time, the doctor told me that I need to poop more and drink more water. So I was like, maybe it's that because a low blood pressure means less oxygen going to your brain, right?
Yeah.
Which means like you could get lightheaded and dizzy and shit, right?
But it's triggered by needles. It can't be a coincidence.
Yeah, but maybe it's not like because it's a needle, it's because it's just something that causes your body to like your blood to flow faster. I don't fucking know.
Makes your heart beat fast because
Yeah. I don't know.
you're anxious or something. It sounds like a bit of a panic attack.
I'm like not anxious though. Like
out.
I don't know why it's happening. The only reason I would be anxious is because I would be anxious that I'm going to get that lightheaded feeling. But the first time I didn't expect it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have a feeling
Anxious that it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again.
maybe now it's becoming like a mental thing.
Could be.
Maybe it's also partly the low blood pressure. Maybe it's a combination of the two.
Maybe.
So yeah, I've started drinking more water. But
Are you pooping more?
oh, I've been pooping. I've been pooping more for a while, so I've got that one in the bag.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been drinking more water, but drinking a lot of water is so annoying.
Because you gotta pee all the time.
I can't even sit at my computer for like 15 minutes without having to run to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I 100% can't do that at work.
Mm-mm. I find if you're busy, you don't notice as much that you gotta go.
Oh. Well, anyway, that's my dentist story.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I find it weird about the needle thing with you because we grew up with needles hanging out in the house.
I've never had an issue with needles. Like when I think about a needle, I don't like it doesn't freak me out.
Mm-hmm.
I like watched the tattoo gun go in me, and after the initial like wave of lightheadedness, then I'm fine and I can watch it and it's not a big deal. So I don't.
Maybe it is just like a mental thing.
I
I
feel
remember when you
like
got your piercing done, you hadn't eaten, really.
that's true. I had like half a
Then-
pancake.
The other times were just probably worried about it happening again. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It's weird. I'm hoping that it's the low blood pressure thing because that seems like an easier fix than like a mental thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to fix a mental thing. Like the more I think about it, the more I feel like it would make me anxious.
Yeah. If it was a mental thing, it's gonna be like when you make yourself do it again and again and again to get over it.
Oh. Well, there's many tattoos to come, so
Mhm.
I mean, who knows when the next one is though? Because my tattoo artist is stuck in Chile.
Thanks, quarantine.
Yeah, and he can't come back, so
That sucks.
yeah. Oh well, I guess it's saving me money right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just spending it on summer clothes now. Fuck, man.
Nice.
My closet is full. I don't have any more room. I gotta do another purge. Do some spring cleaning even though it's summer.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of stuff that I haven't worn in over a year. That stuff needs to go.
Yeah. I still like my other room has a ton of stuff that's supposed to go to Fire Village.
Every time I do it, like mom like doesn't let me take the clothes. She's like, I want to go through it.
Goodness. Just don't tell her.
No, that's
Just
fine.
go.
I don't have a problem with her taking my old clothes that I don't want to wear anymore. She also sometimes brings them to her her niece, our cousin, in Mexico.
Oh, does she?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. It kind of makes me feel a little connected to her, you know?
Hmm.
She's wearing my clothes. Yeah, anyway, shall we get into it?
Yeah.
What are we drinking today, Jess?
I have a ginger green tea.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like it. With a little bit of stevia, because I'm too lazy to dig out some honey.
I am drinking a beer.
Ew.
After work today, I was just like, I need some fucking alcohol. So I am drinking a Czech Pilsner.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a light beer. It's not too strong. 5% alcohol. From my my friend's brewery.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he brings me free beer sometimes.
Ooh. Yeah. Nice.
Yep. All right. So, where did we leave off our characters, Jess?
Okay. Winterfell is taken by Theon and his gang of Vikings.
Motherfucker.
Reek and Osha both pledge their my goodness, fealty
Yeah.
to Theon.
Mhm.
Nice. Northern prisoners are brought into Harrenhal. Jaqen forces Arya to choose a final name, and she chooses him unless he helps her free the Northmen prisoners. Which they do, and then Roose Bolton takes Harrenhal.
Damn.
Dany visits the House of the Undying, and she has many visions. Drogon burns the Undying to a crisp, and then they try to take Dany, but she escapes.
You have a very interesting way of saying escape.
Huh? Escape?
You say escape. I think it's escape.
Escape?
Yeah, you say it like there's an X
I
at the
am
beginning.
saying-
Escape.
I've always said escape.
It's so weird. Anyway, I'll stop being a pronunciation Nazi.
Do you notice how these next 6 chapters are all me?
Yeah, of course I noticed. I was thrilled.
I was like, no.
The next 2 episodes are all Jessica.
Try to bear with me.
Oh god, here we go.
Chapter Tyrion?
Chapter 49 is Tyrion.
Mm-hmm. Tyrion had sent his hill clansmen off to pillage, I think, Stannis' camps? Or around?
I haven't read this chapter in a long ass time, so I don't remember.
But I'm pretty sure he sent them out to pillage Stannis' army as they come
Okay.
on the land. He feels naked without them, and now he only has 300 trained men-at-arms with him. Tyrion, Bronn, and their escort head to the riverfront, where I think Tyrion thinks Stannis will be coming from.
From the
On
riverfront?
a boat. Yeah, because he has an army on land, and then he also has an army coming in boats or ships, to be proper. So I think he thinks that the ships will be coming from the riverfront, where the Mudgate is.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's out there, he's looking at the Mudgate to like see if there's any weaknesses and such. And I learned that a quay is a boat parking lot.
You mean a key?
How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's pronounced key.
I'm like, why haven't we never heard them that before?
No, you've definitely probably heard the key.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Boat parking lot. And, yeah, so the walls of the Mudgate are full of ramshackle. I looked that up too. Tiny wooden houses that are going up along the wall. So that was pretty cool.
Interesting. They're called ramshackles?
Yeah, ramshackles going up the wall of the Mudgate.
Can't ramshackle also mean just like run down?
Maybe, but people are living in there still.
Let me
So I
see.
don't think they're so run down. I don't know.
No, I
I
just
looked
think
it up.
maybe there's a different definition.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Looked up pictures.
Adjective. In a state of severe disrepair, especially of a house or vehicle. So it's like dilapidated. Let's see. I'm looking at the origin of the word. I don't see anything that says it is a house.
Oh, when I looked up images, it comes up. Like, they're like little wooden houses, but yeah, they are falling apart. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just means they're like loosely made.
Yeah,
They're just like not built well. They're rickety.
sure.
Because it does mean it of a house.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of people on the riverfront live in this ramshackles that
Okay.
are coming up the wall, the Mudgate.
Gotcha.
He's unhappy with that because he's like, these guys can just climb up over those and jump the freaking wall. So he orders Braun to have them all burnt down.
Oh shit.
He's like, give the people a reasonable amount of time to move out and not to kill anyone, and please don't rape anyone. Which Ramon's like, no promises.
Oh my god.
While thinking about the walls, he thinks about Winterfell and how it's been taken by Theon. And he doesn't, like, feel very pleased, more like kind of sad, I think. Like, he feels like a little bit like, I don't know. So I was wondering why he would be like that.
Well, what does it actually say that he's feeling?
Let me find out.
Because I assume that you're interpreting.
Like, I wrote it down, but it was a long time ago when I did these.
Yeah.
The news had come as a wrenching shock. No doubt he should be rejoicing. It meant reprieve for the West, for House Lannister, and yet... ...
Oh,
The thing is remembering how gorgeous it is.
is that all it says?
And I'm still going on, he's still thinking.
Hmm.
He's remembering Theon, he's remembering their Godswood and how it felt unearthly and how he didn't feel welcome in there.
I feel like he has a lot of respect for Winterfell,
I think so too. That's what I am getting.
and he's thinking to himself that Theon was like a little piece of shit, and he's like, that guy took Winterfell, and that's what's most upsetting to him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I agree.
That's what it sounds like, just from what you've read.
Yeah. Thanks, Raven.
You're welcome.
He briefly thinks like, you know, like they may have Winterfell, but you know, they'll never have the Godswood because of how it made him feel in there. How he felt not like he didn't belong.
Mm.
How unearthly it was.
Interesting.
Spiritual?
Yeah.
So he heads to the 3 trebuchets that are along the Mudgate, or in front of it.
So they have trebuchets and
trebuchets, and there's a machine that throws
scorpions and do they also have catapults? They just need
I
all
think
of the
that's a
throwing
trebuchet.
shits. A trebuchet is not a catapult. Don't even.
It's a machine that throws things.
Yeah, but it's better. Don't compare
Okay.
them.
It's bigger. Mm-hmm.
When did I become such like a medieval war weapon nerd?
Snob.
Or snob, that's the word. What the fuck? Trebuchet gang.
These 3 trebuchets are named the 3 whores.
Oh yeah, because she gonna fuck you.
Because they're gonna give Stannis a lusty welcome.
What makes it lusty? Balls in his face?
Goodness.
Balls like rocks? Get it?
So... yeah.
Stones! That's what I should have said.
So he heads back to the Red Keep. He has to meet with the trader captains whose ships he has taken and promises them compensation when the war's over. It's a lame promise. How do they know he's going to win? They just lost everything.
Yeah, damn.
And after that, he rushes to the castle Sept, where 2 knights are being anointed new members of the King's Guard. Sir Balon Swan, which Tyrion approves of, and Cersei Osmond Kettleback, who he does not approve of. He's Cersei's choice, a low-born hedge knight. And he's brutal.
Oh, just like rough?
Yeah, like she chose him because of his... Maybe similar to the Hound, like he's just nasty.
Oh, like big and brawny and nasty and mean and...
Doesn't have very good morals, not very knightly.
What's with Cersei and choosing dudes like that? Does she actually think that they're, like, effective? Like, I don't
have no
really
idea.
understand.
Like,
Does she
there's
think
a
they're
part-
intimidating?
Maybe. They're scary. And that's how she controls the peasants and, I guess, everyone else. Through fear.
I guess. Oh. Yeah, that does sound like her.
Sir Boros Blount, who is the knight who was supposed to escort Tommen, Cersei's knight, is in the dungeons after he yielded to Sir Jacelyn Bywater.
Can
who
you
Tyrion sent.
believe that he yielded Tommen?
No.
What
Oh
a
my God.
fucking idiot.
He deserves to be in the dungeons, honestly. That's your prince, and you're just yielding him?
And that was literally his one job, was to, like, protect the prince. Like, he should die for the prince.
Yeah, he's freaking knight, bro.
But he was like, here, take him.
Yeah.
You fucking stupid,
He
bro.
didn't even fight. Gave him up. Good thing Tyrion went and grabbed him, because who knew, like, anyone could have taken Tommen from him.
Exactly. So if anyone had come along and was like, give me that prince, he would have been like, alright. He's yours.
Man. After that, Tyrion heads back to his tower and meets with Hallyne, the pyromancer. Hallyne says that they have near 13,000 jars of wildfire, which is way more than what he had initially promised.
Right.
I don't
Didn't they
remember what
initially
he
promise like
promised.
7,000, I think?
Maybe. That sounds more reasonable. And Tyrion does not believe it. He thinks he's, like, overinflating
Mm-hmm.
Tyrion asks how the hell they managed to make so many in such a short amount of time. And Hallian says that the spells are working much more. Like the spells that they usually use are much stronger. And he asks if Tyrion has heard if there's any dragons around. Tyrion is like, I haven't seen them, so they don't exist.
Little does he know.
Yeah. Hallian leaves, and Sir Jason Bywater arrives. Tommen is safe, and everything is in order. And then he leaves, and then Varys the White arrives with a list of names of traders in the city. Tyrion recognizes the names of several high-class traders and merchants, and then he writes an order for their arrest.
Motherfucking traitor.
That's that chapter. It was an unusually short Tyrion chapter.
Yeah, and what really happens?
He's just preparing for the war, sounds like. He's preparing for Stannis.
Yeah. But, I don't know, part of me feels like this chapter was, like, not super necessary.
Yeah.
Because we already know that he's been preparing for war.
We didn't really need it. Give us another Dany.
Yeah, so it kind of just felt like here, let's catch up with what's going on with Tyrion.
He's still doing the same thing.
Yeah, and, like, this is what happened with Tommen, and this is what happened with the fire jars.
My favorite thing that happened this chapter was the acknowledgement that magic is stronger with dragons in the world.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool.
I made note of that too, yeah. It is pretty cool. So Dany's babies are making the acolyte spells stronger.
Ooh. So I guess they're making magic stronger, like, throughout that world.
Yeah.
All mages, sorcerers, whatever.
Fascinating.
Just spiced up their planet.
I wonder... I mean, I guess it's... Here I am trying to, like, break down the science of this magic. I was gonna be like, how does that work exactly? And I guess it's just magic. Like, I don't...
Maybe dragons are, like... God, I want to use another word, but I don't even know it. Epitome?
What?
Let me... No, that's what I'm like, what?
Epitome?
Epitome? Yeah, no.
It sounds like there's some sort of source of magic.
And I feel like it's dragons. The dragons are magic. Maybe with the existence of magical creatures, magic is in the world.
I guess. So does magic not exist when dragons are not around?
I think it does, but it's very faded. They've
Yeah.
mentioned that it's super faded.
Jorah was saying to Dany that, like, the warlock's magic has faded over time, and that's why they, like, drink this silly blue juice now, and...
Blue juice.
and, like, shit like that. So it does sound like magic does fade without the presence of dragons.
I wonder if there's other magical creatures that also
Oh,
bring...
probably. Like the Children of the Forest.
Ooh. Yeah, and they're all basically all gone.
Exactly. I wonder if the White Walker... Like, is that magic? What else would it be?
They were created by magic.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. That's not really a spoiler. Like,
No.
it's not going to tell us anything that happens in the story.
No. I feel like magical creatures are magic, but the White Walkers were created by magic.
So they're not a source of
Really
it.
make them. Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Ready for chapter Theon?
Yeah, so this is chapter 50.
Oh goodness, we're
Getting up
quite
there.
far in this book.
How many were in the last book?
I don't recall.
Let me take a look.
Because I didn't keep track of chapter numbers. Oh, what's the word I was looking for? Epitome. Epitome of magic. That's what I was trying to say.
There were 72 chapters in the last book. We're
Let's
getting
compare
close.
when we get to the end.
Yeah. Watch it be exactly 72 again. That'll blow my mind.
Ooh.
Alright, go on.
Okay, Theon. Theon wakes up in the middle of the night, sensing something is wrong, and realizes that he doesn't hear the wolves because they're locked up in the Godswood and they've been like howling and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He orders guards to check on the wolves and the Stark boys, and they are gone. Goodness. He orders everyone be rounded up and finds 2 dead guards by the gate. One is half naked and the other is torn up. So
Damn.
one of them was getting busy and the other was obviously killed by the wolves.
Yeah.
Once all the townsfolk are rounded up, he notices Hodor, Osha, and the Bog siblings are missing.
Right, the reeds.
He asks the townsfolk if anyone knows where they are, and silence. He calls for volunteers to help him hunt them down. Silence. He's mega offended that no one is helping him because he's being so kind to them.
Is he fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, I've been nothing but nice, and these assholes don't want to help me.
That's literally like gaslighting them. Like colonization. It's like, hey, we're gonna steal your land and rape your women and destroy your culture. But here's some clean water. We've been so kind to you.
We have given you civilization.
Oh my fucking god.
Reek wants the townsfolk flayed until they speak, but even that is a bit much for Theon. He's like,
damn.
Theon orders horses saddled and orders the kennel master and Maester Luwin to tag along. One of the Frey boys, I think Walder Frey?
They're both called Walder.
Well, frick, one of them also wants to come. I first thought it was both of them, but I realized it was only one.
Yeah.
Who tagged along. Theon assumed that they would have headed south, but unhappily sees that the trail leads north into the Wolf's Wood.
Ooh.
He briefly thinks about how holding Winterfell would be so much easier if the Stark girls were still in Winterfell, so he could marry one of them. And then he thinks some perverse thoughts of Sansa.
Yeah, he's probably he was just like, she was a pretty little thing, and she's probably bled by now. So it's not that perverse, but it's still like, ew, she's 11.
Still like, I hit that. That's what I'm getting from that.
Ew. Okay, yeah, that's nasty.
They lose the scent in a brook. Wex, who is Theon's mute boy servant, points to paw prints in the mud, and Theon realizes that there are no boot prints other than their own, and that they've just been following the wolves.
Ooh.
He sends some men to double back while he continues forward. Hours pass and nothing. As they meet up, no one has found anything. Theon can't admit defeat and insists on continuing the search. The Frey boy, Walder, says that it's the Frog Eaters. They aren't normal men, and they know how to sneak. Then Maester Luwin pipes up, saying that some say that the Crannog Meg were close to the Children of the Forest and may have learned a few secrets.
Ooh.
Ooh. When the woods darken, Theon knows that he is defeated. Reek approaches Theon and suggests going to this mill that he has a good feeling about, and gives Theon a wolf's head brooch. Theon gets the message, and he dismisses everyone except for Reek, where they will go to the mill alone.
Oh, shit.
Maester Luwin begs him to show the boys mercy, and Theon's like, no, that was before they made me mad. You won't like me when I'm mad. And that's that.
Well, I guess we know what's coming there.
Mm-hmm. Anyone who's seen the show knows what happens.
Yeah. Something I thought was interesting was Theon recognizes that Osha and Asha have similar sounding names.
Yeah! They're both bitches.
Yeah, because at the beginning when he finds out that, Osha betrayed him and left with the boys, he starts thinking about Asha for some reason. I guess he thinks they're similar.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, even their names sound alike. And also, at one point, Theon, when he's talking to Reek, he notices that Reek's lips look like 2 worms fucking. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I think I did. I forgot about it.
It's so weird.
I'm actually googling this.
Ew!
Mating. Oh!
Well, now I have to look this up.
It is really juicy plump lip.
Ew! They're basically just like pressed against each other. Ew! Why would he think of that when he sees his lips? Damn.
Ready for chapter, John?
Yeah, I guess so. Chapter
What's it?
51 is John.
They spot a fire in the distance, and Stone Snake and John go ahead to ambush the wildlings while the rest of the group take another longer yet easier route. Stone Snake is one of the dudes that they're with. And he's named Stone Snake because he's really good at climbing them rocks. There's a description of the Skirling Pass that I liked.
Oh, okay.
The wind cut like a knife up here, and shrilled in the night like a mother mourning her slain children.
Damn.
Yeah, goodness. Stone Snake leads John up the mountains, the route becoming more and more dangerous. At one point, Stone Snake says, "The mountain is your mother. Cling to her. Press your face up against her teats, and she won't drop you." John jokes that he's always wondered who his mother is and never thought to find her in the frostbite. That was cute.
That is cute.
They climb up until they are above the wildlings and see 3 of them. One is stoking the fire, the other is watching the pass with a horn, and the other is sleeping. Stone Snake points to the wildling watching the pass, and John nods to the one stoking the fire, and they attack. They kill the wildlings, and John grabs the third, ready to stick a dirk in his throat when he sees that he is a she, and he freezes.
It's a whammon.
It's a whammon. Stone Snake encourages John to kill her, but John asks her to yield, and she yields. Her name is Egret, and she tells them to burn the bodies of the slain wildlings.
Oh shit.
Ew, Egret.
It's Egret!
They can't do that, but they strip them of their clothes and throw them off the mountain. Soon they hear the sounds of shadow cats eating the corpses.
Damn, that was
Wow.
quick.
Yeah, damn. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
While waiting for Corin Halfhand to join them, John tries to grill Egret for info on the wildlings' plans, but she won't talk. But she does offer to tell him the tale of Beal the Bard, and he agrees, just to stay awake. I'll give a brief rundown. Beal, that's how you say it, right?
How's it spelled?
B-A-E-L.
I'd say Bale?
Beal the Bard.
Yeah.
Okay. Bale used to be a king beyond the wall, and apparently a Brandon Stark talked smack about him, so he came to Winterfell, played some songs for him, and the Stark liked him so much that he offered him anything, and he asked for the fairest flower in Winterfell, a winter rose, a rare blue rose. Hey, do you recall one of Dany's visions of the blue rose poking out of the wall?
I don't, but damn, that seems significant.
Yeah, ooh, that's a Winterfell rose.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Huh. Interesting.
Very interesting. Instead, he took his daughter and vanished for years. On the Stark's deathbed, she came back with a babe, so the Stark line continued. And John's like, that didn't happen, but okay. At dawn, Corin arrives with Ghost, and John and Ghost play a little game of tug of war with his arm, and when he looks up, he sees Egret looks like freaked out.
Because she lives beyond the wall, so she must have seen wild direwolves before. They probably
Yeah.
are, like, not super uncommon beyond the wall.
Yeah, probably like, super brutal and vicious, and then there's this guy.
Just playing with one. Yeah.
Corin is unimpressed with John's prisoner and tells him that he has to kill her. He gathers everyone and leaves to give John space.
Wait. That's not what Corin says.
Oh.
Corin tells him to do the right thing.
Oh.
It's
I
important.
interpret it as kill her, but I guess the
No,
next
I
chapter.
think we are supposed to interpret it that way, but
Mhm.
it's significant what he says.
Corin tells John to do the right thing, and he leaves John alone to do the right thing. She doesn't run, and she kneels in front of him, telling him to strike hard and true. John raises Longclaw above his head, but he can't do it, so he tells her to go, and she runs.
The gasp.
I guess.
I didn't remember him letting her go in the show.
He didn't. He just took too long, and she booked it.
Oh, okay. But that is, in a way, letting her go.
Wait, I think actually he like did throw down his not throw down. He like went to hit her, but purposely missed, and they just stared at each other, and then she booked it. He was like, "Oh no."
Oh, I see.
There's something wrong with those lines. I haven't seen that season in a while.
Right, right. I was actually like shocked. I was like, oh fuck. Did John just make a huge mistake?
Who knows?
I guess we'll find out.
Depends on Egrid.
Yeah. Also, half this chapter was just them climbing the cliff face.
Yep.
That was like, god damn.
So much fun to read.
Yep, it was a blast.
I get it. It was a long climb.
Yeah.
Long, treacherous climb. Remember that chapter where Catelyn climbed the veil?
Oh my god, that was like literally the whole chapter.
Yep.
Like, it's cool that we get to see the veil and shit, but
Like I get
like
it's
we could
about
summarize it a bit.
and up the mountains, but bro.
Yeah. Also, Egrid is described as having a pug nose.
Yeah, crooked teeth. She's not pretty.
But what stands out to me is, did they have pugs back then?
Did they?
Or
Yeah,
did pug mean something else?
Pugs. Medieval? Ancient pugs.
Oh,
Oh goodness, they're taller.
you weird.
I think I've seen pictures of this stuff before. Of what dogs look like when they were in the process of breeding them.
Right.
So they still had a bit of a nose, but it was kind of crinkly.
Okay.
But more nose and a little bit taller. Not as squat.
Yeah, the legs are longer. The snout is a little longer too, not quite as upturned.
Mhm. Like they're getting in the process of breeding.
Yeah.
Getting rid of that snout.
They already have like the curled tail.
Mhm. So I guess it's somewhat the same when it says pug nose.
But a pug nose, like the definition of that is like a short, like turned up nose.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of an actual pug and I'm like, huh.
Yeah, so, but when I look at like the old pug, that's not the nose that it has.
No.
Yeah,
That
so
poor dog. I
That-
see the pugs and I feel bad for them.
I think that's just like an interesting thing and something to keep in mind when writing stories that take place in a different time or place or world is like,
Dogs are different.
yeah, and just like the metaphors in general that you use to describe a character or a thing or a feeling, they all need to be like they need to make sense for that world.
Yeah.
Like for example, I recently described a character as being built like a draft horse,
Okay.
and I had to like stop and think and be like, wait, do draft horses exist in this world? Like, do they have horses like in this place? And I had to think about it because if they didn't have horses, it would not make sense for like one character to look at this character and be like, oh, they look like a draft horse,
Ooh.
right?
True. Yeah.
In Star Wars films, they actually have one person whose job it is to catch mistakes like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think I read somewhere that someone once tried to reference a banana just when they were like riffing as their character or whatever.
Mhm.
And I think it was an actor. And this person whose job it is to like watch out for stuff had to like shut that down and be like, you can't reference bananas. Bananas don't exist in the Star Wars universe.
God.
Isn't that interesting?
Mhm.
I-
That's pretty cool.
I also once made the mistake of describing something as like a ballooning feeling in a medieval setting, which doesn't work. Because
Oh.
did they have balloons? I don't think so.
No. What
Exactly.
did they have that swelled?
Yeah, because I like described a swelling feeling as like ballooning inside of a person or whatever, and I was like, wait, this does not work.
No.
So it's just interesting little things that you have to like keep in mind.
True. That's not something like I really thought about.
Exactly, yeah, you wouldn't. So I'm gonna call out George R.R. Martin on the pug nose thing because it does not look like pugs had that type of nose back then.
Nope.
I'm gonna call that a mistake. Wow, I found a boo-boo by George R.R. Martin. Anyway, we can move on from this.
That is this episode, Raven.
Oh, that's it? That's the end?
Those are 3 chapters.
Oh,
The longest
damn.
one was the John one, but it was just because it was filled with climbing.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Okay, cool. Well, that's the end of this episode.
Mhm.
If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at Tigbab Podcast, or you can follow us separately. My handle is Crimby, Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search Tigbab Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we should pop up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Baram Barami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle that you heard at the start of this episode. And he's really dope and makes cool stuff, so give him a like and a subscribe. Also, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksArebetter. We have a few different tiers on there with fun rewards, so if you contribute, you will get something in return. You will also be helping us out immensely, and we'd be very appreciative, but we also just appreciate you listening. And please don't forget to share the podcast with your family and your friends. That's it. Finito. We'll see you next week with more Jessica reading all the chapters and me sitting back like a lazy motherfucker.
Pointing out my mistakes.
Actually, it's pronounced key. Actually, it's pronounced butcher. I'm such a fucking asshole. Am I the asshole?
Actually, a trebuchet is different from a what do you call it?
It's called a catapult, okay? You could at least remember what it's called. Wow. I become a bitch when I get tired. Alright, it's over. Bye. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.